is Matt Levine from ASA National. And then I have a few of our board members with us on today, and I think the rest should be joining us in a little bit. I have Jackie Hook, Tomckley, and Rick Simmons. And then someone joined through an iPhone, and I'm not sure if that's one of our board members or not.
Yeah, yep, that's me, Lonnie. Scott.
It's Scott. Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to name you Scott, okay? So before we get started with the presentation and go through all the member benefits, I want to just take the time to have our board members just introduce themselves, tell you a little bit about them and ASA. So Jackie, I have you first, if you don't mind starting.
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Jackie Hook with Nittany Building Specialties. We've been in business for over 40 years now. We're a third generation glass and glazing company located outside State College. We specialize in skylights, curtain walls, storefronts, glass and glazing, like I said, projects, automatic doors. I guess our ASA goes back to my grandfather's days, and he was very involved with ASA back in his day. So we've kind of come down through him. We really kind of have had a heart for ASA for some time. We've been a member for some time, and one of the missions I think that we like as a company with ASA is, one of their missions is for profitability of subcontractors, and we're a member of a lot of other groups, but we just feel that ASA is a good fit for us as it's geared strictly towards subcontractors and things that are of importance to us. And another one of the benefits that we like is when Tom will do the contract savvies, a lot of information in that for people maybe in the corporation that haven't been diving into contracts and what this means and what that means. And for those of us that have, it gives us a little bit of a refresher. So those are some of our things that we really believe in ASA and has been a benefit to us.
Thank you, Jackie.
You're welcome.
Tom, would you like to go next?
Sure. My name is Tomckley, and I'm chapter counsel, serve on the board. I was thinking about ASA last evening, and I've been a part of it since I was age 14 because I used to cut the grass when they had an office up on Lingelstown Road. And my father was involved with ASA with Jackie's grandfather probably 50 some years ago when the chapter started. So we've been a part of it since the inception, and I've been a part of it in the grass to sitting here now. So it's a great organization, and hopefully it'll continue to thrive in the future like it's done so far.
Great. And Scott, you joined us.
Hey guys, I'm Scott Wengranovich. I am the newly appointed president of the chapter. I've been on the board now, I believe it was 2 years. I've been involved with ASA. I work at Murray Insurance, insurance agency based out of Lancaster, part of our construction unit. So obviously we're very vested in the ASA as well as other contractor related organizations. If it's important to our customers and clients, it's important to us. So we take an active role. I don't know exactly how long. I know we've been part of the ASA prior to my time. I know we've had a number of folks, I think, that were involved, and Lonnie could speak to this at a board level. Lydia, I know in our bonding unit prior to me was actively involved. So we've had a long-standing relationship with the organization.
Thank you, Scott. And Nate.
Hey, yeah, my name's Nathan Van Aim, sales manager over at JC Snavely's and Sons. Been members of ASA for several years now, been on the board for 2, and most recently am the treasurer, also a board champion recently within, I guess, even the past week on that. We do a lot of commercial work and supply to a lot of commercial jobs. So for us, the ASA has a lot of good benefits when it comes to the advocacy, even behind the scenes with the stuff they do at National that isn't out front, but a lot of stuff that works on our behalf that sometimes goes unnoticed, but has dramatic effects with how the construction industry moves forward. We get a lot out of the contract webinars with the significant contracts and languages. I think Jackie had mentioned for the some of the verbiage in there that we have to deal with on the lengthy contracts with the general contractors. We're looking forward to getting back to the dinner events that we have. I know there's a lot of knowledge base and some education that goes along with that. And the networking. So that's something we get out of there. And then lastly, one of the things we get a lot out of is the GC roundtables to be able to speak one-on-one with some of the general contractors that we work with on a daily basis, just to have some candid conversations. So there's a few highlights that I wanted to point out, and pleasure to be on here.
Thank you. And Rick, are you with us? Are you able to speak?
If you can hear me, I'm able to speak. So
Yep,
my name is Rick Simmons. I'm with SimCon Systems Incorporated. I'm new to the board, but I've been around ASA for about 20 years. I've been in the construction industry for 30 years in the interior exterior finishes. And one of the things I've appreciated, a few of the things I've appreciated about ASA is the industry advice along with the roundtables, meeting people. I'm getting to talk about that. The legislative advocacy is always good, but we at SimCon participated quite a bit with the safety training. We've appreciated those times where we've been able to get together monthly for different safety training things, meeting with even from people with OSHA and getting some really good input with that.
Thank you, Rick. Okay. Well, as long as everybody can see my screen, I'm going to go ahead and move forward here. Do you just want to mention with our board, you heard some of them say that they are new to the board, and we have a very new board, new treasurer, new president, and we're really happy to be moving people into these roles, and we're hoping for a very strong board now and into the future. But right now we have a lot of new blood, I guess you could say, and it's doing a really great thing for our organization, just bringing a lot of energy and excitement and new ideas to ASA Central PA. So in case you're not aware of who we are a not-for-profit trade association. We are celebrating our 50th anniversary. Technically this was 2020, but 2020 doesn't count, right? So we've extended this into the 20 to 21 membership year. So we currently have a little promotion going on. We are really close to getting to 50 members, and we are currently at 44, and I believe we have 1 pending. So our goal is to, before the end of the membership year on June 30th, that we get to our 50th member. And our 50th member gets 50% off their membership fee. And if one of our current members refers them, you get 50% off of yours as well. So it's a win-win for everybody to help us grow our organization. And as some of the board members mentioned, we represent subcontractors, specialty trade contractors, and suppliers. And our territory is really from Johnstown east. We do have a Western Pennsylvania chapter as well, and then some neighboring ones, Baltimore, Metro Washington. And how lucky are you? Because ASA, as you know, is a nationwide organization. There are what we call members at large who don't have a chapter in their local area, but they still get to experience national benefits. So you guys are one of the lucky ones that you have ASA chapters in your area, so that you get local benefits as well as national benefits. And membership is company-wide. It's not on a person-by-person basis. So anyone in your company, from CEOs to your office manager, to estimators, to your safety people, everybody can get something from ASA. So just want to go over, before we start, this particular presentation is based on and focused solely on membership. So our members are our subcontractor and supplier members, and then associate members, such as those who provide insurance, bonding, accounting, finance, law, any sorts of services like that. And then our associate members also have this great opportunity that they can participate in member spotlight events, or get acquainted with ASA events. They could be our presenters and share their knowledge with us during webinars and dinner meetings and those sorts of things. They can share articles for us to share in our publications and on our websites. So they can also offer discounts and special offers to members and professional advice to our members. So again, win-win for everyone. And then we also have partnerships. So if you're a GC, an architect, an engineer, or a construction manager, you are able to apply to be one of our industry partners and join our Industry Partners Council. We also have a platinum partnership available that has additional advertising and marketing opportunities, and it's available to anyone. So if you are a GC and would like a little bit more exposure, you're able to be a platinum partner. Or if you're one of our regular members, you're also able to do the platinum partnership. And as well as that, we have other organizations like other associations, trade schools, all types of things like that, that we can also create custom partnerships for. A little more about our platinum partnership. So I always say that ASA membership is three-pronged: advocacy, education, and networking. So I just want to cover those first, and then kind of get into some additional benefits. So to talk to us about advocacy, I'm actually going to turn it over to Tomckley, who is our chapter counsel as well. And he's going to talk to us a little bit about national advocacy, Pennsylvania advocacy, and contract webinars, and all sorts of other good stuff, right, Tom?
Sure. So the advocacy is a big part of ASA, both nationally and in our local chapter. There are three types of advocacy that I know of that ASA does. One is the national, and that is more done by the national chapter in DC or outside of DC. They also have, the national has a subcontractors legal defense fund, SLDF. And what they do is they engage lawyers throughout the country to write what they call amicus briefs or friend of the court briefs, support of positions that are beneficial to subcontractors, in hopes of getting cases or case law that helps subcontractors throughout the country. And sometimes if there's an open question in Pennsylvania on a particular subject, we look to other states for guidance. So if there is a friendly decision from Ohio, and perhaps ASA was involved in that, we can use that here in Pennsylvania. That legal defense fund is important as well. And then obviously our local chapter engages in legislation sort of in two ways. One is we watch legislation as we become aware of it, and inform our members about it, that it's out there. And two is oftentimes we will support legislation, and we've done that several ways through writing to our Congress members here in Harrisburg. And we've actually had some members testify in Harrisburg in support of legislation. Most recently, a year or two ago, in support of retainage legislation to lower retainage. I'm not going to go through all the bills we're looking at, but to give you an example of one that we're looking at and supporting there's a House Bill 424, which is currently in the Pennsylvania legislature, which basically outlaws broad form indemnity. What that means, a lot of the contracts you see and possibly sign makes you as the subcontractor responsible to indemnify other parties even for their own negligence. And in law in Pennsylvania, as it stands today, that is a valid clause. It seems unfair that you would have to pay for somebody else's negligence, but that's the law. What House Bill 424 does is it outlaws those type of clauses and basically makes each party responsible for their own negligence. We've supported, the ASA has supported that in terms of letters and speaking with various people on the Hill. And we're lucky in the sense that the Nationals, a guy named Mike Oscar, I'm not sure of his official title, but he's very involved in legislation, but he either lives in Pennsylvania, is from Pennsylvania, so he's very in tune with Pennsylvania politics. And he has been all over House Bill 424, supporting it from the national perspective and in terms of, keeping us informed as to what's going on with it. It was introduced in the last legislature under a different number. It didn't pass, but it made it out of committee, which is a big deal. And right now it's in committee in this legislature. So we'll make out of that and get a vote, whether it be up or down. Obviously, we want it up. But those are the types of the things we follow. There's a bunch of other legislation pending that I'm not going to go through for time purposes, but and there's some past victories in prior years that we've had in supporting bills that have become law that help subs as well. So advocacy is a big deal. Something we'll continue to remain a part of, but as everyone knows, there's strength in numbers. So the more people involved in that part of it, the bigger voice we have and the more impact we can make. Have on that, Lonnie, if you want something else.
No, that was perfect. Thank you, Tom. Just getting myself back on here. I think there's one more thing, Tom, that you'll want to mention. You probably want to talk about the contract webinar series, and this kind of goes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is something we do every other year. And we go through, I guess you can kind of see them there, topics. We do one a month. This year we got pushed back a little bit because of COVID. We lost 2 months, so we made them up in the beginning of the year. But we sort of take an in-depth look at particular terms that when we review contracts, we pay attention to. Then you can see there on the schedule, like in January of last year, we did terms. So we'll talk about an hour about legislation that may impact it, contract clauses, things to look out for, suggestions that you can do. And we used to do it in person, but obviously we did that last year, but we do a Zoom just like this. And we get a lot of good feedback, and we're always looking for ideas for new topics. It tends to be a popular program that ASA puts on, that our local chapter puts on. Topics there, and we'll probably do it again in 2022. I guess we do the even years.
Yes.
So
Back in January again.
Back in January.
All right, thank you, Tom. And I should also mention that the majority of our webinars we record. So there is an option that if you missed it or weren't able to get on, or you're a new member and you're interested in listening to the webinar on a certain contract topic, we do have those available. So next, education, and that particular topic, contract webinars, kind of leads into that. So monthly contract webinars, monthly health and safety meetings. We've done in the past a half-day construction symposium. Now, of course, this past year we weren't able to do so, but we did offer a SubStrong 3-day virtual conference. SubExcel is ASA National's annual conference. Unfortunately, that was also postponed until March of 2022, but it's coming up soon enough, right? And then as well as, dinner meetings and safety meetings, contract webinars, our news and publications. We have a local ASA Central PA newsletter. It's an e-newsletter, comes out every 2 weeks called The Blueprint, full of information about everything going on in the chapter, the industry, ASA National, you name it, there's something in there for everybody. We also have ASA Today, which comes out from National once a week. The Contractor's Compass, which is ASA's monthly journal, which comes out obviously once a month. And then Hammer and Nails, which, Matt, is that once a week or every other week?
Sorry, every other, yeah.
Yeah, which Matt will explain a little bit more about. And then as far as education and safety go, we do the free monthly health and safety meetings that we pair up with OSHA, with Dale Glacken of OSHA for. We also usually do an annual training event, first aid, CPR, AED training. And by request, we do OSHA 10 and 30-hour training as well. And any other sort of training that you need, I have members call and say, we're in need of first aid training for a bunch of our employees. Can we do it here? Sometimes we have just an open, course for people to sign up for, but we can also set it all up for your company and get the trainer there for whatever training topic you need. And then we also have a member helpline, which I don't know if most members are aware of, but they should be. So Denny Buck is our chapter safety consultant. He does a number of our trainings, and he is able to help our members if they have a safety question or have been cited by OSHA or need some help. And he welcomes our members to call a cell phone at any time and ask questions. So that's a great resource. And then networking. This is the fun part, guys. So we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun, exciting events. People really love, people really enjoy. For a number of our social and networking events, we pair up with PBX, the Pennsylvania Builders Exchange. And we kind of realized, doing this several years ago, that, we're trying to put on the same sort of events. Our services are different from PBX's services, so we really complement each other. So why not, do our events together? So Perfect Partners was born, and the legend lives on, I guess you can say, because we're still going strong. So every year we do our pub crawl, we do our clay shoot, we do our Meet the GCs Expo, we do our golf outing. And then we do smaller, more intimate schmooze and brews networking events. We call it this because typically we do a winery, distillery, brewery, and any sort of places like that. And it's usually about 20 to 30 people, which is really nice because if you actually want to have some time to get around the whole room and speak to everyone, it's totally doable in that type of atmosphere. So just very calm, relaxed, fun, smaller networking event. Awards you saw up there as well. This year we did our awards a little bit differently. There's no dinner and no ceremony. We actually went out to each of the winners. So I'm very excited for those videos to be released very soon. So in addition to those things that I mentioned, we also have a Women in Construction peer networking group. So we've been doing these events, I believe, since 2019. Our last in-person was February of 2020, right before quarantine. And then we were able to, in the past couple months, get together, I believe, 3 more times from January till now. And we've done some really fun virtual events. So we did a cocktail party. We did a murder mystery event. We did a virtual lunch. So we're still going strong with that and hoping to have actually a Women in Construction in-person event coming up very soon. And on April 28th, we are in the midst of getting our Schmooze and Brews networking event open and up and running. So more to come on that. Then, of course, we mentioned the Industry Partners Council, and industry partners are, around at all these events at pretty much any given time. So it's a great way and some unique access to GCs that you may not otherwise have. I believe it was Nate who mentioned our collaborative GC and sub discussions, which again is another great opportunity to connect with general contractors. I mentioned Sub Excel, and then I should also mention that all of our members and partners receive free or discounted registration on all of our events. Women in construction. And then some upcoming that I mentioned, just to give you a little preview of what we do and what's coming up. I mentioned the Expo. The Expo is coming up on May 27th. This is our biggest event of the year. We were not able to have it at all last year. So, so far, with very little marketing at this point, we have a pretty good turnout. It seems like everyone's very excited. Old, new, everyone seems excited to get outside and be out and about and networking again. So we're really, really excited about that. April 16th, we also have a virtual lunch and learn, lean in construction. I mentioned the other networking events coming up. April 7th, safety meeting, and another joint meeting with AIA and PBX on the ABI, the Architecture Billings Index. So with that, moving on, I'm going to go ahead and introduce Matt Levine. And he's going to talk to you a little bit more about ASA National benefits and the ASA members only info hub.
Great. Thank you, Lonnie. I'm going to try to, let's see. Let me see if that works. Can everybody see this did you know slide? Lonnie, can you see the did you know slide?
I cannot, but I can stop my sharing and that might help.
Yeah, if you could.
Okay, now I see it.
Okay, so I want to cover, there's so much information. I want to cover as much as I can, as quickly as I can. But more than anything, I want you to, let me just move this over here so I'm actually looking at you. I want you to feel comfortable on where to find things. The first and most important thing, and this is why I'm really thrilled to be on here, is that the staff is here for you. So we're not just some office in Alexandria, Virginia. We're real people and we like to connect with members and solve problems. And I know Lonnie actually does work with National. So if you have help, if you need help, if you have questions, anything, reach out. And the place to find us, to find out who to talk to, and it'll list, Mike Oscar, who is the advocacy person. It'll have his contact information. Mine's on there. Everyone's on there. Go to asaonline.com/staff. And please, we're here for you. That is why we exist. So that's the first and most important thing I want to touch on before I get to the info hub. Lonnie mentioned them. The communications department does a really good job of creating different pieces of communication. ASA Today comes out every Thursday. And that is really focused on advocacy and just important information that you need to know as a member. We don't send this out to the entire universe. We send this out just to members, and it's really useful information. It'll keep you up to date on what Mike Oscar is doing on the Hill, and we'll include some other information that we think is useful. And there is upcoming events on there. Again, that comes out every Thursday. Contractors Compass is a digital magazine, and that digs into issues, like much deeper into issues. Each month is a different theme. So there was Women in Construction Month last month. Sometimes we'll do a technology issue or the next generation, workforce. So, and by the way, if you ever have an idea or you want to share an article, if there's, from a PR standpoint, feel free to reach out to us with content ideas. We're always interested in sharing great content nationally. And that magazine goes out to a much broader audience. So to give you an idea, ASA Today goes out to about 5,500 folks. Contractors Compass goes out to about 13,000 folks. And it's a really wonderful magazine. Our folks do a good job on it. Hammer and Nails goes out every other week, and that's really the marketing stuff. So that's less news and more, here are the webinars that's coming up. Here's a special offer from ASA Advantage, which I'll tell you about in a minute. We have a members only, discounted purchasing program. So when UPS or Verizon or somebody puts out a special offer, we will share it. And that's usually done in Hammer and Nails. So again, if you're not, read it, but that's not the news. That's not newsy stuff. That's real marketing things. And we're trying to cut down on the number of emails we're sending. So we try to keep it in those buckets. If you are not receiving these pieces of communication, check your spam filter and let us know, because we'll work with you. We'll figure out how to get whitelisted so these things are coming through, because there's a huge benefit to getting this information. You'll know what we're up to and what's going on. One more thing before I totally jump in, I'm going to try to switch. How do I do this? Let me see what I'm sharing for 1 second. Okay. New share, and I am going to share that. Okay. So can you see right now, Lonnie, help me out real quick. Can you see this by ASA, the website, or are you still seeing the did you know?
Yes, I see it.
Okay, so this is the national website. It is asaonline.com. And before we dig into some of the other fun things, I just wanted to continue to talk about education for a moment. There are, beyond the education that you're getting locally, which is wonderful, we nationally put on at least one, sometimes more webinars nationally. Again, they are free for ASA members. Sorry, hold on. There we go. They are free for ASA members. Let me try to, I'm just trying to get it so you can see all this. So if you go to events from our website and you click on upcoming events, webinars and events, you will be able to see there's a webinar on April 13th. There's another one on May 12th. There's another one in June, and we're going to actually be adding
We're
more.
seeing your email. Sorry,
Okay,
we're seeing your email and not your.
Okay, let me share. New share. It keeps switching, so I apologize. Okay,
Double screen.
Sorry, did that help?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, sorry. So here are the upcoming webinars. I just want to tell you that in May, because SubExcel was postponed until next year, in May, we're going to do a heavy emphasis, and there's going to actually be 3 webinars in May. The good news is if you can't register for them, we put all of them right here on the website in past webinars. You can sign up for them and they're recorded. You can get them at any time, 24/7. Feel free to go back. I think we have about a year's worth in here, maybe a little bit more. So take advantage of that. That's there for you. From here though, I just want to tell you about the members only area of the website, and that's called the Info Hub. Some of you might have logins, some of you don't. If you don't, and I'm going to click back, so this is again, the homepage of the ASA website. From here, you would go to member login. If you've already set up your login, great. And this is obviously where you do it from. If you don't have one, right here where it says don't have an account, you'll click create one. From there, first name, last name, and email. Once you send this, you should get an autoresponder where basically it asks you for your username. You get to choose your own password. And basically your username is your first name dot last name, Matt.Levine. It's that simple. If for some reason, again, sometimes technology doesn't work perfectly. If you have a question, Lonnie is actually the right person to go to. You can always come to me, just ask, because sometimes these auto emails get caught up in spam, you don't get them, we will help you get signed up. It's easy. And I highly recommend you create an account if you don't have one, because there's a lot of stuff I'm about to show you that exists in the Info Hub. Before we get there, I'm going to go back to the website for a second. Under member benefits in the public facing website, yes, why you should join ASA. There's all sorts of useful members information. If you scroll down to member only resources, there is a tutorial on the Info Hub, how to get in and where to find things and how to use the Info Hub. So when this is over and you forget everything I said, don't worry. It's all right here in this video, and you'll be able to get in. So let me just show you the Info Hub. I'm going to show you what it looks like once you're logged in. This is what it looks like, and I'm logged in as Ray Moya, and I'm sure he's fine with it because I can do this from the back end. I want you to see what it looks like for a member, not just what it looks like for me. And I'm sorry, I'm moving things around because I want you to be able to see the whole screen. Okay, so this is what you'll see. And again, that very same video, that tutorial video is right here on the front page of the Info Hub, and it'll show you how to navigate around this thing. There's a little welcome message, upcoming events. You could register right from here, which is very useful. I'm going to spend a couple seconds on this My Info tab. If like Lonnie said, you can sign up your entire organization as users. So you, the CEO, your safety person, anyone you want to sign up can be a user and have an Info Hub account. We can have one or maybe two people be a primary member so you can see this information. I'm going to show you what I mean. When you click on My Info, if you move, if your telephone number changes, you can edit it right here, which is important that we have your updated information so we get everything to you seamlessly. But if you are the primary member, of you and let's say your CFO, you want to be a primary member, again, just you can let us know and we'll make sure it's coded properly. Here's a billing tab. So if Ray wanted to go in and on July 1st is when the membership renews for everybody, if he wanted to go in and save his credit card so it just pays automatically, he could do that here. If he had an open invoice, let's say for dues or for SubExcel, whatever, it would be here, and you can pay that invoice right here from this billing tab, and it'll even have billing history and everything he's paid. You can control related contacts. So if Ray hired 3 new people and wanted them to be users, he could add them in right here under Add Contact. Or just so you remember, you can always just reach out to us and say, hey, I have 3 new people. I want them to be users. Can you help get them set up? We're happy to do that. Or if Ray fired 3 people or 1 person, you can take people out of the system right here. You can control it yourself. So again, this is as involved as you want to be in managing your membership. You can always reach out to us. We can do these things very easily from our end. Ray would be able to go in and control his directory listing because from the national website, there is a member directory. This directory listing can be controlled from right here. You can even, I think you can upload a picture, a logo. So yep, you can upload the logo right here and he can change whatever he wants. You can control your subscriptions. Now, I would advise not opting out of things because as you start to opt out of things, then you won't get updates. So if Ray opted out of ASA today, that's it. He'll never get it again unless we resubscribe him. And that's important information. So I'd be real careful about what you subscribe to. And even the advertising would seem like, ooh, this will be a good idea. I won't get ASA's National's advertising, but there's useful stuff in there when we open registration for SubExcel. If there's, again, special discount, we want to make sure you get all of these things, and we try to be mindful of that. Forums we haven't turned on yet, but stay tuned. We're working on that. Resources. This is the biggie. One of the benefits of your membership is we have a vast library of really useful documents. And I can tell you that this is the envy of a bunch of the industry. We have alliance partners and including NGA, the Glass Association. They love this so much. We work with them and we gave them access to a couple of these resources. Well, you have all of the resources. When you're in the info hub and you click on resources, I'm going to warn you in advance, you now have a list of every single document that's in here, and there are probably thousands of them. What you do is you can find, I would actually suggest you spend some time scrolling through, but let's say COVID-19, we created a special section. Here are all the documents that Mike, the advocacy folks and his team, we've kept the membership up to date on things you need to know, whether it's from OSHA or, you know, the PPP loans. We've put all of this COVID-19 updates in here. So if you chose this, you can, this is much more manageable. You could see, oh, I'm interested in clicking on something. You download it, you view it, you just click on download, take you right to it. Some of the really most used and great stuff, contract tips, probably the most used document in here. And again, this one, the compilation of all the contract tips, I would suggest click through and look, but this is really powerful stuff. And if you have questions, feel free to reach out to us. It's a lot of these documents are created by and updated by the ASA National's Attorneys Council, and thank God for them, and they provide a lot of this content. Beyond contract tips, there's a subcontract document suite. Used a ton, it was just updated. Again, probably really useful. So if I click on this, this is what you'll see, and you can download it and pull it all down so you can save whatever you want or need locally and then use it. If you want to see old, there are hundreds, I think, or at least dozens of webinars, and these aren't the ones from the last year and a half. These are old, but again, there's a lot of content in here. I can tell you, we just put this out, we announced it this week. Baltimore, ASA of Baltimore did an Ask the Expert session. There were 7 sessions. We saved them in here because they were kind enough. We're going to make it available to the entire membership. You can see them all here in Webinars Education. But I can tell you, if you wanted to search, because we save things with keywords and with titles, this is back to the original with all million documents. You could just type in Baltimore. And here it is. Here are all 7 documents that are tagged with Baltimore. So it's very user-friendly. In fact, you can search for keywords. If you typed in negotiating tips, it would take you right to all the negotiating tips. So I would spend some time, poke around. You can practice searching for things. If you have questions, if you're looking for something and you can't find it, again, we're here for you. So let us know how we can help you. And if there's something that we don't have that you need, we will connect you to somebody in a different chapter or the right attorney. We can help sort of connect dots. There's a global knowledge. I'm just trying to say there's safety and OSHA stuff. Again, there is a lot in here, and we do archive Contractors Compass and ASA Today. Finally, because I don't want to eat up all the time, ASA Advantage, which I was telling you about, this is the discounted purchasing program. We do our best to get as many of them represented here in the info hub at the bottom. You click on ASA Advantage. If you click on, let's see, what's a good one? FON. It'll tell you how to access that discount. So it's a 10% off discount, and you have to contact Eric Crawford. So that's the person to contact. For batteries and bulbs, I can tell you, I know that it's part of the national purchasing thing. When you click on it, it'll tell you, you set up an account in my NPP, and you can get a discount with that. A lot of these discounts are through NPP. Some of them are through national partnerships directly, Commerce Bank and FON and Consensus Docs. I can tell you that UPS and Office Depot are through a different partnership. UPS is the most used discount by far. There are folks who are saving 3 times their membership dues just from the UPS discount. Sesco is pretty unique in that we have a partnership with Sesco where they will do a review of your employee handbook for free, and they'll sort of lay stuff out for you and then give you discounted HR services from there. but they've been a really good partner over the years. A lot of folks don't know that's available to them, and it's very useful. Scroll through. The best I can say is scroll through. There's a lot more available to you than just these. If you click on National Purchasing Partners and you go in there, there are dozens and dozens of discounts that you can get access to. And I highly suggest, check it out. It's an unlimited benefit. There's no limit to how much you can save. You could take advantage of all these things if you'd like to. CFMA offers a discount for their documents for ASA members. So do that. I just want to tell you, if you want to see a directory of some of what's available to you, it's in the Info Hub also. So if you go to resources and you click on member benefits and ASA Advantage, it's here. There are other benefits as well, but that ASA Advantage guide, a PDF version of it, is here if you want it or need it. But I highly suggest you go through these documents. So that's basically, I'm going to stop sharing. That's basically what's available to you. And hopefully was a good summary of what we're up to. Obviously, the advocacy and the SLDF are the biggest and most important things National is doing. That's how laws are made, and that's how laws are interpreted in the courts, and that has a huge impact on you. But again, I just threw out a million things. If you have questions, let me know, or let Lonnie know, and we're happy to answer them. And I very much thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Matt. Awesome. So next, I'm going to go back to some more chapter specific benefits. And again, maybe something that even our current members are unaware of. Something we call BPI On Demand, which stands for Business Practice Interchange. And this is a great resource to tap into if you're maybe working or thinking about submitting a bid to an out-of-town general contractor, say. We have actually had, I believe it was a North Carolina general contractor at one point, that one of our members was inquiring about. And it turned out we didn't have information on them here in our chapter. No one had worked with them in Pennsylvania before, but our Metro Washington chapter said, you know what, let me reach out to my membership and I'll see if anybody has information on this general contractor. Well, it turns out I got a call right after to talk to my member immediately and tell them, don't do it. My member would like to speak to your member, and they have a lot to say to tell them. So, I mean, who knows, how much was saved, that particular day, dollars or labor or, a lawsuit, we don't know, but this is a great resource. So not only to, kind of check on GCs, check on their safety programs, check on how quickly they're paying, wondering about what insurance providers or cell phone carriers, other subcontractors in the area use, and what you would recommend. This is a great way to learn from your peers, and it used to be done strictly at monthly meetings. Obviously, we haven't had an in-person meeting in quite some time, so we really call it BPI On Demand, because you can call or email me at any time, and I can reach out to our members and put you in contact with someone who has information on what you're looking for. So if I don't know, I can help you find somebody that does. And then exposure and recognition. As Matt was saying, as an ASA member, you are listed on the National Member Directory on the ASA Online website, and you're also listed on our chapter website. So this is a really great resource. It's open to anyone, so anyone can go on and see who our members are. And I can tell you that people call and people email, and they will ask me, who do you have as a member that is a flooring contractor? Who would you recommend? Or that these directories are being used to find others in the industry. So, for referrals, invitations to bid, getting business leads, and then you can also find other companies that you're interested in doing business with. So it's a great place to start. And then also just want to mention one more time, recognition. We are going to be, like I said, releasing our video very shortly. For some of these awards, you have to be a member or partner to win. And we gave out 7 awards this past winter. So we're very excited to share that with you. So what's next for us? I mentioned we have a goal of getting to 50 members by the end of our membership year on June 30th. That should say June 30th. We did a lot of virtual events this past year. We've gotten pretty good at it, and I think we've put some good quality content out there. But like everyone, we are very much ready to get back out. So we are going to do in-person events starting in April, and we will do whatever we need to do to get it done. So if it's socially distant and mask wearing and not indoors, then we will do it. So that is the plan. We will still offer webinars and virtual events where necessary. There are still other organizations and people who are not comfortable being out and about just yet. So we will still offer those. And there's certain companies and hosts of ours that we are not allowed back in yet. So once we get all of that established, we are going to be taking our show back on the road. We plan on getting out to State College, Lehigh Valley, Scranton Wilkes-Barre, Philadelphia area, and Williamsport areas. And like I said, just taking a networking event, an educational event, and bringing it to these areas, and just reaching out to some other areas that we don't normally particularly focus on. We are based primarily in central Pennsylvania. We try to move around, try to do York, Lancaster, Harrisburg, and other areas as well. So that's coming soon. So this should actually start tomorrow, but for any of our new members that join, April is kind of a sweet month. We've got a sweet deal going on. So our membership year begins July 1st. It ends June 30th. So we've only got a few months left of our membership year. So basically in April, you have 2 options. You can pay $375 for the remainder of the year, which covers your membership until June 30th. Or you can join now for the entire year, and you're going to get the entire 2021 to 2022 membership year covered. Plus, you're going to get April, May, and June for free. So that's what we've got going on, folks. And I will send more information out to everyone. Is there anything that we haven't covered? I know that was a lot to take in. I told you we have a lot of stuff to offer everyone. But if you have any additional questions, I will follow up, like I said, and send you information and documents about membership and partnership. But if you have any questions that we didn't answer, or I forgot to mention something, then please speak up. Speak now, please. Okay, just checking chat and everything, making sure that we don't have anything. All right. Well, with that, I think we'll wrap it up for the day. I want to thank everybody for joining us today and coming on and sharing your lunch break with us and learning a little bit more about ASA. So hopefully we'll be in touch with all of you soon.
Thanks, Lonnie.
Thank you.
Lonnie.
Have a great day.
You too.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lonnie. Take care, everybody.
Take care.